All right, and we're live. Back in another video. Are those crooked? Yeah, those pictures are crooked. I apologize for that. Let's fix that real fast. They get so crooked. Is that better? Still crooked. Is that better now? Or is it worse? No, it's better. I'll keep it that way. Hey, how's it going? I have not made a video in a while. I was working on a video yesterday, and then I had to kind of scrap it. Um, I bought a 1905 Victor One phonograph, which is right here, right next to me, and it broke. So luckily, it has a warranty from the place I got it from, and they're gonna fix it. But I don't want to make a video on this phonograph until it's fixed. So there's nobody in here right now watching, but if anybody joins in, or if anybody catches this later, I have not bought a new fountain pen since the California Pen Show. I had a blast. I picked up some really cool things, and I have all of them here to kind of talk about a little bit. Well, some of the pens here to kind of talk about a little bit, but I kind of got the ones I was looking for, and since then I haven't been purchasing anything. So I'm kind of holding off on for right now. I'm kind of going through my collection, figuring out what I want to keep, what I'm maybe going to want to sell, if there's anything that I want to give away. But I still plan on making plenty of YouTube videos about fountain pens and such. But let's see here. So as far as pens that I got, I have these are all little. Some of them I already had, but these little secretary pens. This is tiny. It's a 512.5, so it's a little 14 karat gold secretary pen, like 1908. So I picked up four. Is it four? Yeah, four of these secretary pens at the show. And my goal was, a lot of people were after big pens, and I like the little pens. And I finally got my Grail pen, which is a sterling silver checkbook pen. Tiny little pen. But the story of this and why it took so long for me to get one of these, they're super rare. They're really hard to come by. And this is an early version of the sterling. This is probably from 1905 or earlier. It's not cataloged. I have the 1908 catalog, and this filigree design is not in that catalog. But this was a trade I did with my friend Otto Yang, and I traded a 404 Golf-R-Est pen plus $200 cash to get this. And then I immediately had offers for it. People asking me to ask wanting to pay me more money for it, and I said no. This is the one I really wanted. So I have not purchased anything since the show, with the exception of my Show Design pens. So I actually got a Show Design hoodie. This wasn't. I actually didn't buy this, which is really cool. A fan sent me this hoodie, which is really, really awesome. It's got gritty and what is the name of? I don't even remember the name of Sean's character. But yeah, I got this hoodie from a fan, and it's not even a fan of my YouTube channel. It's a fan of a different YouTube channel who I end up in their videos a lot. Um, it's called Attractions Live, and they do live streams at Disneyland. And since I work at Disneyland and I'm at the Haunted Mansion all the time, I end up being in a lot of their videos. And one of the fans of that show, who also designed some of their merch, reached out to me and said, "Hey, I found your PO box and I sent you a sweatshirt. I hope it fits." And Joey, thank you so much. If you're watching this live stream or if you check out this live stream, thank you so much, Joey. I really appreciate it. And it's super cool to. I mean, and I didn't realize I was famous, like Disney famous, until people were coming up to me, going, "It's Craig, it's Craig, it's Craig." I go, "Ooh, fountain pen videos," and they go, "No, we watch you on the attractions live videos." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Well, still really cool, and I'm humbled that people think I'm famous. I'm just some guy who talks about fountain pens on the internet, and I work at the Haunted Mansion. This is my full time job. I doing my job, but it's cool to think that people think that I'm something special over there. So, but they have merchandise that says "The Curse of Craig" because the story goes every time I would make magic for Christine, this YouTuber, um, the ride would break down. So I would like give her a pass to get her to the front of the line, or I'm just nice. I tell jokes and whatever else. And almost every time I did that for her, the ride would break down, or the ride would have a stoppage or something. So they coined the Curse of Craig, and I have a sticker of it somewhere. But super cool. Thanks for the Shown Design hoodie. This is Shown. So Shown Designs are the only. It's the only modern pens I'll buy. Ian is a really good friend, and I mean, they're making their own nibs in house in the U.S. They're making all their pens in house. Um, I really appreciate the quality and the craftsmanship that goes into making their pens. And even though I'm a huge Waterman pre 1930 Waterman fanboy, um, I totally stand behind Ian Schoen's products. And uh, in the last month, I've had 3 companies reach out to me asking if I would be their brand ambassador. One of them was Conway Stewart, which, I mean, I've never used a Conway Stewart pen, but I've had a little box of Conway Stewart ink that I've used. It's okay. It's good ink. This box is like 10 years old, but I don't really know much about their products other than like the royalties used them, and Winston Churchill had one, but I uh, respectfully declined that offer of being a brand ambassador, as well as a couple other smaller brands have reached out and asked if I would be a brand ambassador. And I'm not going to be, "Hey, little tweeter, hello." Um, I'm I don't want to be paid off to give you guys like I'm not I don't make that much money on YouTube. I make all my money going to my job at Disneyland, which is almost minimum wage. But I I don't want to be paid to have an opinion, or I don't want my opinion to be paid, or I don't want to like it's flattering that they think that I would be a great brand ambassador, but I don't collect modern fountain pens unless it's Shown Designs. I have some of those pens and I really love those, but um I'm not gonna feed you guys marketing. I want you to go and get some cool Waterman fountain pens. That's fun, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. Hey, check out my coupon code. I mean, I was doing that for a while with Antique Digger. I don't do that anymore. But I also loved antique fountain pens, so getting a discount on an antique fountain pen that also helped out me and my channel. Super cool. But yeah, I just don't. I don't want to. I'm not gonna. Well, I don't do Surfshark. I don't do any VPNs. I don't. I'm not plugging a website. I mean, I'd probably do Squarespace because I use them for my website, but um, they haven't reached out. But that's okay. I'm not. I don't know. I don't need to be paid off for this stuff. This is a still a hobby, and in the future with my YouTube merch and stuff like that, that'll be a little bit of a business. But I'm never gonna. I don't. I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to be paid to have an opinion. I'm not going to be like, yes, these are the best fountain pens, and you need to go buy one and go get money off. The other thing with Conway Stewart is I think their cheapest pens are like $500. That is not an affordable thing that you could just most of you could just go out and buy. So No, I mean, I sent an email back just saying thank you for, thank you for thinking of me, but um, it's just not the right partnership. So not going out that way. So, anyways, that's that. I have not been buying any fountain pens. I think my plan is the next show I'm going to is the San Francisco Pen Show. That is, if I get anything, I'm gonna wait until I can buy it in person. But I'm trying to consolidate a little bit my collection. I just sold my Waterman 58 on eBay. My Red Ripple 58. I listed it for 99 cents. The first time it sold for over $1,000, which was super cool. But the eBay bidder didn't pay, so like I almost gave them 2 weeks and they didn't pay. Um, and then I listed it again, and that sold yesterday for was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday for 850 something, $860. That person paid today, so I'm shipping that out tomorrow. But just I ended up losing money on that pen, but I wanted it to get into other people's hands and, starting bids at 99 cents. I'm going to be doing a lot more of those too. Um, so yeah. How are you? How are you guys doing? I, I've been kind of going through, I mean, I haven't, I, I've gone crazy on fountain pens for a while. So I'm just taking a step back and really enjoying what I have. Um, I still write every day, especially with my 752. I use this thing every day at work, and it's all inked up with Waterman's Tender Purple. So I got that going for me. But as far as what I'm looking for, I'm not really looking for anything right now. Um, but yeah, so I just want to kind of get on here and talk a little bit about why I've been on this hiatus. I mean, I just gotta recharge a little bit. I had a root canal, and then I had another. So I had first part of the root canal, then a second part of the root canal. I have to get that tooth patched up and finished at the end of this month, and then I immediately got sick. So I was sick for all of last week, and I'm just now getting over it. And I've got various pharmaceutical things over here to take care of that. So I don't know, just motivation after working 40 hours a week at one job where, I mean, at Disneyland, I'm walking, 5, 6 miles a day just doing my job. I get home and I go, uh, do I want to make a video? Not really. Oh, and this is fun. Of the other things, I bought another Nomos watch. I'm thinking about making a video about this, but I'm still more of a fountain pen channel. But I bought another Nomos watch, and the guy sent me another Pelican twist. So at some point, I'll give this away to someone. He didn't give me the ink cartridge. No ink cartridge, just the Pelican twist by itself. So I'll have to get some ink cartridges so I can send this off to someone. But yeah, I don't know, just motivation. Just trying to get some more motivation and get back at making weekly content for you guys. Also, at some point, I need to talk about these. This is the 1908 Waterman's catalog. Paid a pretty penny for this from my friend Gabriel. But this is just, it's beautiful illustrations of all these models of pens. Some of them are super rare. I keep forgetting I have to take photos of this and send it to a dealer who has some of these pens. There's the Waterman Snake, super cool. And in here, it's $15 when it was new in 1908. That pen is like $6,000 plus, probably more, $10,000. There's the 514 Majestic, which I have that pen. Let's see here. 514 Majestic, hand engraved 14 karat gold pen. It was $55 new. Crazy. And I paid a lot of money for that pen. But it's one of my absolute favorites. The video disappeared. I hope the video is. Can you guys hear me okay? Is. Oh, okay, cool. Hope it's just a connection thing. All right, cool. All right, I just want to make sure. I had a connection issue before with one of my other videos, but yeah, one of my favorite pens in the collection. The nib is a little later, but it's got really nice long tines. So I will be talking about this at some point. What's really cool too is so when Gabriel sold it to me, he goes, "Hey, I'm sorry, there's a loose page in it. This is a loose page for the sleeve fillers. This is from a different catalog. Not sure which catalog this is from, but it's not from this one. But hey, if anything, I just got a bonus page. There's also some ad copy. There we go. There's this really thin piece of paper about trade discounts inside of this. So that's pretty cool. So I have this. I just think that's really cool with the pens, the lattice work, and there's the backside. And I also have my 1925 catalog. There's the backside of that one. And this came from Australia. This has like the big 58 size pens and all the. Let's see here. Yeah, here's a crazy one. Diamonds, solid golden diamonds, $250 pen in 1925. I mean, those are the roaring 20s. There you go. Oh, it's okay. Daylight savings messes everyone up. But hi, guys. Yeah, I need to I need to make videos about these catalogs. They're so rare. They're so hard to come by. This I found off of Abe Books, and it came from Australia. Paid about $500 for this one. And then this one from my friend Gabriel, he bought it off eBay for like $200, and then he got $1,000 out of me. But crazy. And I mean, you don't need all of the pens if you've got these catalogs. The catalogs are just, you can go through, and these are catalogs from the dealers, and it doesn't get much better than that. And then another thing I bought. So if on my Instagram there is a photo of 173 Broadway, the pen corner in New York, and that photo, you can just Google it and it pops up. I'll pull it up on my phone. I'll show you what I mean, which photo I'm talking about. It's one that I intend on using for my for merch and stuff on my website. But it's this image of 173 Broadway. So that image is from a book. Oh, God. This is the book that it's from. It's Both Sides of Broadway from Bowling Green to. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like Both Sides of Broadway from Bowling Green to something. I'm awful that I can't remember it, but it is a paperback book, and it's just photographs of New York City from 1910. and it's super cool. It's in pretty rough shape, so I have it in this plastic, but look, you can see the advertisement on the back. And other than the cover and the spine not being in great condition, the book itself, like everything is gorgeous. So I have that original photograph that's from, I mean, Google it, is in this book, and and it's an entire page, so I intend on scanning that in and using it for other things in the future. But yeah, 8 books, 850, expensive, but it's a rare book, and I should look into getting it conserved a little bit further. So for me, in my pen collecting, it's been the pens are cool, but the ephemera is way cooler. So I do like small pens, but I've never tried the Wall Eversharp number 3 nib pen. I'm just Waterman, so I know there are smaller pens out there, but um, I have that Waterman connection just because of the patent date of February 12th, and that's my birthday. So um, let's see here. Yeah, the pens with inflation are pretty pricey now. Um, this pen in this pen in gold filled fetches like 3,600 in gold filled. So it gives you an idea in solid gold, which is just much rarer. The only problem with this one is the top of the cap is a little bent up, but it's okay. The rest of the pen is pristine. There's no engravings on it. Um, yeah, it's this was an expensive pen. Let's see here. Yeah, regardless, I just haven't used any wall pens. I don't collect them. Um, my focus is all Watermans, and then occasionally a Shown Design pen. I just gave away a Shown Design. It was the faceted copper pen. Did a giveaway on my Instagram. I'll do giveaways every once in a while on my Instagram and stuff. But yeah, they write so good. You can't really beat these antique pens and how they write. Um, I When I first started out collecting, I was like, I want to make sure everything writes, everything works well. And I've learned that it's not they don't all need to work, but I prefer if they do because the future with my Waterman virtual museum or my Waterman museum is I want people to be able to write with everything and try everything. Um, so, but there's some pens that I have that are so fragile. Here's another one that I just got, and it works. I wouldn't ink it up and use it all the time, but it does work. But this is a 404 in the chased pattern, but this is an early one. This is all hand engraved in the says Retta on there. This one is a super early one with the three Fisher feed, and this one has a horseshoe nib on it. So really, really cool. Yeah, super deep engravings. And it's old, very old. And we're talking 1888, 1889, super old. There is a Here is the more cast later version in gold filled. So you can really tell the difference between the hand engraved and the later cast version. This was all done by hand. This was not done by hand, but kind of the same idea. Yeah, the earlier the better. These are my favorites. These little checkbook pens are my favorites. Science says these checkbook pens all have the correct super narrow nibs too on them. This one's really cool because it has the date printed on it. It says the National Association of Stationers and Manufacturers, Hotel Somerset, Boston, July 1908. And then I have the matching little notebook that went with this. And this is basically from a pen convention from 1908. But yeah, these are stellar. Super rare. This is a massive chunk of money in my hand for these little tiny pens. I will take all these little tiny pens any day over a massive 58 or 20. I do like my 20. It's a beefy, gigantic pen. You know, you compare it to the little tiny guys. But I mean, I'd rather use one of these than use this massive thing. It's ridiculous. It's bigger than an Namiki. It's the body's not bigger than a Namiki Emperor, but the nib is larger than a Namiki Emperor nib. Yeah, I've kind of run out of space. So I haven't run out of space. I have my Toyota Craft Pen 60 case up here, and then what I've been doing is like I have drawers of pens here. I have oh no, there we go. It's a Gershner and Sons case, and then I have these guys in here, so you can see all my number 7s with the bands on them. I just kind of have been running out of space to put things in. I do have that giant display case. It's right here, right next to me. And it is full of boxes. So right now I have all of my, most of my pen boxes that I have on display in that. I just don't want to put the pens in there because I don't want them to, sunlight coming through. I don't want them to get, oxidized or anything like that. So I just have the boxes on display. I also have this porcelain sign from the 1930s, or I guess it's mid to late 20s and then the 30s. So Waterman Selection and Service. This is this also, that 58 that I sold, this came from the same collector. The only reason he was selling it is because he has one that's in slightly better condition. So this also came from the collection of Bob Teft. Bob was I think he was one of the founders of the LA show or something like that way back in the day. Something like that. I have a few things from the Bob Teft collection, but my other Waterman sign is also from Bob Teft. Passed away, as far as I know, a while ago. So yeah, cool metal porcelain sign. And I'll have to put that away because I can't do it from my chair. I got this too. This thing is really cool. It's a picture of the Louisiana Exposition, also known as the St. Louis World's Fair. But it might, I think in the once this goes live, or once the live stream's over, this will be facing the right way. Right now it should be mirrored, but yeah, super cool. And then down in here, these are all like process cards on like how the pens are made. I actually have those for a later pen. I have these, which are all process cards on how a pen is made, going all the way from like the pure para rubber gum all the way up to a finished Waterman 52. So I still haven't I haven't gone over these yet. How are in the number 7s are fine when they're posted. I don't think they're too long. Here, we'll grab. They're actually, so here's the pink. So they're fine unposted. I don't feel like they're too long. They're definitely not. They're well balanced, so that it's not gonna it's not back heavy or anything like that. But it's fine. I post my pens. Um, you could post this if you wanted to, but it's also it's not totally necessary. But it's got good weight. Hey Marilyn, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not nearly as sick as I was last week, so there's that. Um, my most flexible pen is the pink by far. I also have a nib that's on. I have another nib that's pretty flexible too, but nothing really compares to this number 7 pink. I mean, so the story with the pink is this was always the most flexible nib, and then what happened was men didn't want to buy the pink pen because it says pink on the nib. It has the pink cap band, so they later turned it into a black. Um, well, they made a brown, which is basically so. Let's do this. So men didn't want the pink pen, so they made the pink into the black. And then they made the pink into what was later kind of the brown, which was fine but not as flexible. So there are many different versions of this pen. It may have a pink cap band, but it won't be as flexible as the original ones. This is an OG original 1927 pink, so it's extremely flexible. It's actually so flexible it's hard to control. So unless you know what you're doing, it's not like I mean, we're talking super fat Sharpie line, and it takes no effort to flex it whatsoever. So um, I overpaid for this one. This is like a $1,500 pen, and I paid almost double that because I was just impatient and I really wanted to get this pen. I ended up having to buy another pen just for the parts because the only thing that was good on the pen that I bought was the nib and the section. Everything else, there was like stains on it. There was a crack in the cap. It had the wrong clip. So I basically had to buy like a number 7 red just to replace all the parts. So pain in the butt, one of the best pens in my collection as far as nib goes. Um, but I have another one it's a 12 VP, so it's a screw cap eyedropper pen from like 1914, 1915, and it has the wrong cap on it, but the nib also flexes as much as the pink, but it's not as easy as the pink. So this is the most flexible nib in my collection by far. Hope that answers that question. Let's see here. Actually, here, what I'll do is I need a piece of paper. So let's grab a little tiny notebook. Yeah. I am going to write with this real fast just to show you guys. It's a brand new little mini notebook. It's a mess over here now. Slide pens out of the way. Just have a random sign over there now. Cool. All right. I'm going to use Waterman Inspired Blue. Just going to dip the pink in there. I know you can't even see me trying to write with it, but that is what the pink is like, and I'll just I don't know. Let's do oh, of course, because I'm not it's like a paintbrush. Oh, you still can't see it. Ah, man. I don't have the here. My desk is such a mess, but I'll just do this real fast. Just so you guys can see what I mean. It's very, very flexible. There's just no effort to it whatsoever. So there you go. Give you an idea of how crazy flexible that is. I saw like 3 at the California Pen Show, so they are more common. Yeah, it's everyone who's I've ever like because I'll pull this out at a show and be like, "Hey, yeah, tip, try it. You got to write with it," and they'll be like, "This is the most. If you ever decide to sell it to me." And it's like I have probably like 15 people who are like, "Sell this pen to me." I'm like, I'm not gonna sell it, but I thought about it for a second. I was like, if I'm getting into earlier and earlier things, maybe I should sell it, but um, no, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll find a rare black one. I mean, the black ones are hyper rare. They didn't last very long, and then by the time they started making the black ones, they switched over to celluloid, and they never kind of, you know, it. By the time this came out, Waterman was on the like was going out with celluloid was coming into play, and they weren't making as many of these. I mean, they made hard rubber pens all the way up into the late 30s, but consumers did not want the hard rubber pens. They wanted celluloid, they wanted bright colors, and Wall and Schaefer and Parker were already making lots and lots and lots of uh, celluloid. And by 1951, Waterman was dead in the U.S. So, yeah, you, uh, yeah, well, you can flex that one. That one is made to be flexed like that. So, oh well. I'm not afraid to flex any pen. Although when I was early on into collecting fountain pens, I broke so many pens because I even with steel nibs, I was just like, yeah, they're fountain pens. They're meant to be flexed. You flex them, and I was just breaking all these nibs. I haven't done that with any of these, thank goodness. But I'm pretty sure if you go back to my old video about my bad experience with Graphon Faber Castell, I probably used a little too much pressure on that, but I don't know. It definitely felt scratchy right out of the box, so I can't put all the blame on me. Their quality control wasn't very good, so there's that. Wow, yeah, a Doric with a giant number 10 nib, that'd be cool. Sounds pretty expensive. My buddy David Garcia had I think a number 9 size, number 6 size. I don't remember what size his Doric was. It had the adjustable nib, but that slider was broken, and he just kind of weighed in like what was worth doing, like paying the amount of money that needed to get fixed or sell it and get something else. So he ended up selling it and getting something else. But yeah, let's see if I have the other one in here. Here's another tray with like, no. Here's another tray with all my little tiny, um, like ladies Waterman pocket pens, safeties and stuff. And where is that pen? Oh, there it is. This one has a number 2 size nib that's just as flexible as the pink. It's just not as easy to flex as the pink. But like this one will just, I mean, fat 2.5 millimeter lines. It just has the wrong cap, and I'll probably never find the right cap for that one. But that was my first Waterman, and I overpaid for it. Overpaying for pens has been a ongoing story for me. This is a cool thing. This is a pencil, but it's from to this guy from the Bomb Squad. So that was a cool pickup at the California Pen Show. They are pretty steampunk looking. Oh, show you the flex on this little guy. I can do that. It is called a Waterman 12 VP. Again, it has the wrong cap. This is like a later 52 cap on here. You can tell it's an earlier Waterman because it has these short raised threads, but it posts okay. But I'll drop this down again so you guys can see. This again with the inspired blue. Again, this was my first pen, and I actually had Greg Manuskin fix the nib because it was all warped and wavy and stuff, probably because they overflexed it, but Waterman's 12 VP, and yeah, let's get a good dip again. I'm like not putting, see, the cap doesn't really fit in there, but I'm not even doing that much pressure. It's just not as, it's more, let's say it's fine, but not, but yeah, no, it flexes like crazy. So again, there you go. I'm not doing that much pressure. The pink is like barely any pressure, but you have to do a little bit more than that for this, but it does spread really, really, really nicely. So I could also just switch this nib and put it on a different pen, but I'm gonna keep the nib with it. And it's a nice New York nib, so it's from before like 19, that if it says Waterman's Ideal New York, it's usually about pre 1920s, because by then they had opened a new factories. They were making their nibs over New Jersey, and that's where they say like regulation US. So a nice earlier Waterman nib on there. Yeah, have Greg fix them. The thing is, it's expensive, so getting this nib fixed was like $100, but worth it. I mean, for that nib, if it was a generic one or like an accountant nib, no way, I wouldn't pay for that. Yeah, it's always a. Actually, I don't know my bag with me. My in my backpack over there. I brought this to the show too, but I have like 15 or 20 loose Waterman nibs. I think like 15, yeah, 15 or 20 loose Waterman number two nibs. I have some Waterman number five nibs in there. Um, but I just had extra nibs in case anybody wanted to buy extra nibs, and then nobody asked me for nibs. So some of them, there's some cool stubs in there. Oh well. At the next pen show, I'm not going to any until San Francisco, and then I was thinking about going to the Ohio Pen Show, and now I'm like, no, I'll probably just hold off. What the California Pen Show was really good, but me and some of my friends had to deal with some less likable people that were at the shows, and one of my friends got discriminated against at the show, and I just don't, you know, it sounds like by going to the Ohio Pen Show, I'm going to run into more of those characters, and I don't want to be around that. So that kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit too. I was like, okay, after the pen show, I mean, these people that I was meeting and like trying to network with turned out that they were like total bigots, and I was like, that why why am I trying to make connections with these people when they turn out to be total d bags? So, yep, that was that. But I think every antique fountain pen, doesn't matter the brand, every antique fountain pen can be a treasure. Oh man, this is still so wet. It says not dried at all. You can see, let's see if you can see the shimmer. Not shimmer, but just the, yeah, you see how wet that still is? Crazy. But I think all of these antique fountain pens are treasures. The new pens just don't have any soul. I mean, let's see. Hey, look, it's a Kaweco with Nomos on it. Not special. That's a fine pen for taking notes and stuff, but it's not special. Hey, look, it's my Lamy 2000. It's a pen that I've had since 2016, and it's a great note taker and writer, and it's never failed me. It's not special. Still, it's the pen that got, that I've held on to, and it's the pen I've had the longest in my collection. But it can be special to me. I will never get rid of it. It's such a great pen. Um, but it has still kind of has no soul. I think it's things like this that are just they're so the amount of history that this thing, the fact that this has survived this long, 115 years old, and it looks this good, and yeah, pens with soul, all 14 karat gold, fancy. You don't even need to go to Art Supply Warehouse. Just buy it from Amazon. You can go on Amazon and get Waterman ink, and it's like $8. Here's my Parker black Quink that I got for free from Staples. I walked into Staples. I'm like, I bet they don't even have ink. And sure enough, they didn't. But on the top shelf, tucked all the way in the back, was this bottle of Quink. And when I brought it to the counter, they were like, we can't find a UPC on this. UPC code, we something to scan. It's not in the system. Just take it. So they gave it to me for free. Huh. Canson's more expensive on Amazon than it is at Art Supply Warehouse. Well, yeah, Art Supply Warehouse is great. Down here in SoCal, we have this place called Art Supply Warehouse, and it's like the art supply heaven. That's great. As far as paper goes, I have a daily journal that I use that is Maruman. That's Maruman paper. I've been using these Goulet. So every day at work I have a little Haunted Mansion daily journal where I write down all my positions that I'm working throughout the day, just for fun, so I can bring a pen with me to work. And it's usually just got my breaks and stuff and my shift and stuff for the day. But I've been using these from Goulet, but these are they say they're Tomoe River, so they've been pretty good. So that's what I use day to day. And then I like Rhodium dot pads just for little. I mean, they're cheap and they're fun. But yeah, these little Masane Maruman things. I like their paper. Their notebooks bleed a little bit more than these do, but they're good. They're cheap. As far as paper goes, I have a lot of postcards. Oh, that was the thing. Is it in here? Oh yeah, haha. All right, so Yeah. Okay. So after my vacation to the Palace Hotel, I'm not even gonna use these. That's the crazy thing. These are solely just for my collection. I love collecting old postcards. Um, I went on a crazy uh, binge and bought all kinds of antique postcards about the Palace Hotel. That trip was so much fun, and me and my boyfriend were like, "This is a once in a lifetime thing. We'll never get to go ever again." This one's from 1909, from when the hotel opened, and it's got a little info, about this person staying there. I just love the place so much, and we decided like, oh no, this has got to be something we do every year forever now. This is from 1916. I bought so many antique Palace Hotel. This one's cool because it's from September of 1906, so after the hotel burnt down after the 1906 earthquake. But it says on here, totally destroyed in April of '06. And then I have one in here as well that's like, here's the damage to the old hotel from the. I mean, okay. So old hotel, the original Palace Hotel built in 1875. It burnt down after the 1906 earthquake. This is what it looked like after it burnt down. Damage from the 1906 earthquake. When was this from? Yeah, but it like says like, hey, here's the Palace Hotel. I mean, it was like the grandest of hotels. Here's more damage inside the hotel. And this is what it used to look like in there. It's a little like before and after. Before and after. So, yeah, crazy. Anyways, I went crazy and bought all these postcards. That was the first thing. I was like, "You're not buying fountain pens." I'm like, "No, but I'm buying cool things." Um, love me some Palace Hotel. I have some other really cool old postcards in here. This is a Zeppelin. I don't know what language this is. My guess is it's got to be Russian or something. I have no idea, but an old Zeppelin, and then cannot read this at all. I think it's in Russian. This is one of my favorite postcards ever. This is from 1903, and it's from the Eden Hotel of Rome, which is still there. Super cool. I bought this several years ago at an antique store, but it says, "Dear Mammy, I send you greeting from the eternal city. It is grand beyond measure. Love, with love, Mercy." But super cool. Sorry to be nerding out on this stuff. And then I have one. It's like a kid writing to his parents. Um, I have "There will be trouble brewing if you don't write soon." Love that. It's terrifying. And sure, they sure did write soon. All kinds of neat old postcards. Some with animals on them. These are old German postcards. I think these are from just before World War II. So the dog, there's a rabbit, and a deer or a buck or an elk or something. Oh, little good boy there. So yeah, that's I didn't buy all of those all at the same time, but pretty much right after my trip and right after the pen show, I went a little crazy and bought a bunch of postcards. And I'm surprised I didn't lose any of you while I was talking and nerding out about postcards. I love postcards. But yeah, so yeah, that's what's been kind of going on with me. I plan on making more videos. I'm so sad about this. Oh god. very sad about this. I was making a video yesterday about my 1905 Victor One phonograph that I bought for the aesthetics of my Waterman museum. I've been playing this thing all of the freaking time. What's cool about this phonograph too is it is a Victor One model, number 21 off of the line. So it is very old, 1905, super cool. It sounds so good, and the motor broke yesterday. So I bought this with a warranty. There we go. I bought that with a warranty, so it will be fixed and it won't cost me anything. Um, but as you can see here, it was not cheap. So, um, yeah, that was what I was making a video about because I was going to be like writing something with a pen, listening to the phonograph. I have video of it working, so you can at least see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Should it be? Barnacle Bill the Sailor. I love the thing. I'm so sad. But it'll get fixed and it'll be okay. But it's what a bummer. Oh wait. What a bummer. To dampen the sound on it, I've been putting a microfiber cloth in there. So yeah, well, oh well, it'll get fixed. It is what it is. Well, it would sound like modern music. The problem is you wouldn't be able to put a regular record on there. You have to use a 78 RPM record, and these are all shellac. But I have everything. I have, here's the crank for it. I have a little thing to clean off the records. I have so many packs of needles for the thing. And I have some of my favorite shellac records. So, and of the ones that don't fit in there, I have the larger 12-inch records down here too. So yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I just got it a month ago and it's busted. So it'll get fixed. There is a piece on there that is supposed to be metal. And in the photo, it is not metal, but that's what happened. Basically, the piece got ground down and like chunks of the gears are breaking off it. So that's not right, but it'll get fixed. And hopefully they use a metal part that won't strip away like that. So it's okay. I'll make a video about it when I get it all back and fixed and working again. But man, I love that stupid thing so much. It's so cool. I didn't even know I wanted one until like I walked into that antique store coming back from my trip and I go, I need this. So yeah. Well, that's what's up with me. I will be making more videos. I just didn't I that was my plan for the whole week and then that fell through. Other things got lately. There's an old Waterman's advertising block. Hey, look, it's actually facing the right way. It's reverse, but in the live stream here, it looks like it's the right way. But yeah, there you go. This is from before 1917 because it says self-filling, pocket self-filling, which was later turned into the number 52. So there you go. It's supposed to be backwards because it is a printing block. So yeah. maybe in the live stream for you guys, everything is the right way around. But for me, looking at the video, it's mirrored image. I know it switches over, but anyways, yeah. So I also got this. So that's what's up with me. I hope you guys have all been well. I will be making more videos in the future. But thanks for holding out with me. And yes, it's made out of copper. It's a copper plate. Um, yeah, that's just wanted to share a little update with how things been, and I hope you guys have all been well. Just motivation. That's all. Just getting motivated to get back into making videos and not being sick. So uh, more will be coming soon. And Marilyn, I hope you have a good day. Thanks everyone for stopping by. I'll be at the Pen Club soon, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. All right. Peace.